detected. Begin sequence.
And here we go, guys. But yeah, I've just basically pulled my Ultrawide that I had lying around and stuck it up the top there for the Marquee. And this is running on Launchbox. A really nice theme. Now the cool thing about the setup is that I've also got in Launchbox another little effect that you can load. If you don't have a proper Marquee, it sort of blows up the background and blurs it out. And even if you do have a Marquee, you can see here it's doing the same thing for where the gap is. So that's pretty cool. And it also adds this sort of effect where it looks like it's an outside casing of the Marquee, and it's got sort of scratches and that on the glass. There you go, you can see it there. Gives it that sort of effect. And I reckon that's pretty cool, especially when you've got something like this. It doesn't fill the whole screen. It means you don't have big black parts around it. Quickly, guys, just so you know, for you Launchbox guys, I'll just hop out here and go into the settings quickly, into options, into general, and you can see here there's a setting here for Marquee screen that's normally off. You just change it to the screen number. It's that easy. Now initially, I must admit, I had the Marquee on the wrong screen and MAME on the other screen. So you just go into MAME any and find your view screen outputs. You can force MAME to go on one display, and then on here you just change which screen you want the Marquee. And that's it, guys. It's as easy as that. Okay, the first one is some Moon Patrol. Whew, I love this game anyway. It is an absolute classic. And look at that, guys. All the nice bezel. We've got, this one's got a particular sort of light effect over the top of the screen. Some of the bezel layouts actually allow you to take that off separately, because I actually do prefer it off and having the really bright vivid colors rather than the effect that there's sort of a reflection on the screen. But you got to admit, it's damn nice how that looks. So this screen is, you know, perfect size, guys. And of course I've got it going through the stereo here, so wow. So it just sounds really, really nice too, as a feature game. And guys, we'll just take a quick look at these games as we flow through. So I just want to show you more of the bezels. You've all seen Moon Patrol, no doubt. I really want to show you the artwork, and I'll show you those options in MAME for these ones that have been set up. All right, let's hop out of here. All right, guys, let's get into some Golden Axe. And this wasn't a game that I got into back in the day. But again, look at this. I just feel like I'm in front of a machine. A real machine. So yeah, I am not actually knowledgeable of this game at all, but I know a lot of you probably are. Okay, this is another one which has that extra sort of perspex overlay, not quite as strong as the last one. Very cool. Just get lost in this artwork around here, and again, having that Marquee is just so cool. So let me just hop into the settings here in MAME. What you would normally find under the video options. So we've got two different widescreen variations. This one's probably got no bezel. There we go, that one's got no bezel. And I could screen and, you know, stretch it out and stuff. Standard 4:3, 10:7 doesn't do anything. The cocktail you don't want, it just flips it, duplicates it twice. So yeah, normally there's an extra setting in here, and you can just turn off the actual perspex part of the bezel as well, but that's where the author's done that. But you can certainly put that in there. In terms of changing it. Then of course in your slider controls, if you need to adjust the size and position, you just do all that in there. All right, let's have a look at the next one. Galaga, or Galaga, if you guys that say it that way. Talked about this game a lot. It's absolute classic, and one that I spent many quarters, and I remember that bezel like that artwork. I remember that on that machine that I played so much out at that squash courts. Now this one here, let's just check to see if we can, because again it's got the perspex on top. Let's see if there's an option for it. We've just got an alternate one, this different type. So no. So if I just take that off just to show you the difference, so you can really see the colours here. And this has got, I mean, so you can play it like that as well, of course. And it's a shame that those particular ones don't have the bit cut out. The sort of all or nothing. Once you put that back on, it's sort of got that light effect. Again, it looks authentic, but here in the arcade, because I don't actually have any natural lights shining on the screen like that, guys, my screens actually look as good as when that's off. And in fact, on an OLED, geez, it's really looking like CRT quality when you don't have that particular filter on. Guys, it's Galaga. I don't think we have to play much of this. It was really about looking at the artwork. Again, cool to have the marquee up the top. But yeah, this is so cool to play this like this. Notwithstanding, of course, that I absolutely love playing this on the Astro City on a real CRT. But you know, to have the flexibility to look at a whole load of cabinets that I don't necessarily have, and certainly don't have the artwork for, then to see it this way, you know, it's cool, man. It's really cool. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, Satan's Hollow, another one which I definitely know of and was popular back in the day, but definitely not one I played either. Now, this one has different a different bezel, clearly not the original bezel. So this is another one I think that came in the pack, the CoinOps pack. So it's not genuine, but geez, it's nice. It's really nice. And that with the screen. And look, the screen, guys, could definitely be bigger. I mean, this actually fits quite nicely in front of the main screen here in terms of sizing. But it wouldn't hurt actually, just given the huge size of the 65-inch OLED, to get a bigger ultra wide up the top, and I might do that. We'll have to wait and see, but for now this looks pretty good. Gosh, that's nice. So you can see here we've definitely got no extra filters on top, so it's absolutely pure in terms of color, and it just looks really good. So yeah, what more is there to say? I really should get into this game though at some point, because I know it's popular. They go and take your men, don't they? Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out another time. The graphics back in the day would have been awesome. I know it looks so primitive now, but just having this stylized graphics would have been crazy. All right, let's hop out of there. Let's look at the next one. Oh wow, Joust. And look at this beautiful bezel here. Now here's one definitely where I've turned off that extra filter. So let's just hop in there again and take a look at that. So under video options, there you go. See, it's got no monitor screen. So if I put this top one back on, now you can see it's got the filter with the light. Again, it does look good, but I prefer, if I can, to get the full color while we're in the arcade. Oh gosh, that looks so nice. That looks better in a way than CRT. I hate to say that. The only thing, and you're never going to pick it in the camera, guys. The only thing is that you're not going to get the sheer brightness that you can get out of a CRT in real life. You just don't get the glow on the pixels. It's all on a camera. It'll probably look very similar, but yeah, you still can't compare. The high dynamic range, if you could get support for it, that would be pretty cool and really bring up the luminosity. But on a CRT, and I think you can actually emulated a little bit in the settings with the bloom, but it's really got a glow about it around the pixels, and we're getting a little bit of blur on here. Obviously we're not running at high frame rates like I had on my old MAME machine. I was getting that using that blur busters technique and running at 120 Hertz halved, I think. 60 Hertz with the black frame and insertion in between every other frame, and it made it really, really smooth. So you don't quite get that. You're going to get a little bit of blurring. I can see it there. But look, I don't that doesn't bother me now. Seriously, I got a little bit like dialed into that previously, but now I'm like, I don't mind for the sake of all this other cool stuff and having this set up here. And now that this whole area is just a big gaming central center, which I didn't think I'd get another machine, guys, in the arcade, and now I've got like a massive multi machine. It was perfect use for this. Anyway, let's look at the next one. Okay guys, let's get into some Double Dragon. Oh my god, this is a classic game. Now, one thing I've noticed here, you'll see the, for some reason it's bringing up the Neo Geo Double Dragon. But this was, of course, originally Taito release, and look at this artwork, guys. Absolutely amazing. And we played this somewhat contentious beginning here, but we played this back in the day so much, and of course you didn't generally play it by yourself. The cool thing here is, can I get another person? I can't remember. You can, yeah, you get persons in straight away. Having two people play this game is really what this game was about. Go it on here. Why did I get? Why has he got stuck? That was interesting. What happened there? Yeah. Two-player Double Dragon, guys. Guys, you guys must have played this back in the day. Must have. Alright, let's look at the next one. Okay, Black Tiger. Wow. Now, this is another one which I don't have the bezels, but again, sort of some quite nice bezels at the side. I will say, guys, once it starts getting this big though, and being this close, it does get a little difficult to play. This is probably as big as you would want it. Obviously the scan lines are pretty huge at this sort of size, but of course I can reduce this even within this bezel, or just turn the bezels off altogether and just reduce the screen. So that's not a problem yet, because this is pretty big. Probably looks okay on the camera, and it's certainly playable, but you just start losing, you know, the effect that scan lines have when the picture's smaller is it sort of gives it a weird sort of shading effect, which made the characters just look like they were higher resolution than they actually were. Once you start getting them big like this, starts losing that effect. But either way, again, just another example with the Marquee as well, which is pretty awesome. All right, let's hook into the last one. Here we go, guys. Final fight. It's the final game. But look at this. This artwork. Of course, you've got all the instructions and everything there. It's just too nice. Again, we've got that effect. Probably can't turn that off on this one. Let's quick look. Video options. Yeah, no, we've only got that one. And a bigger one. Let's get back to the artwork. Just that's what we're looking at. And enjoy it. Even with the nice. It's so brutal, this game, eh? It's like they took the Double Dragon and just made it more intense. I just love it. Wow. I gotta get some two-player action going on this too, because this is so cool. All right, guys, love this artwork, love the setup. Let's finish up. There you go, guys. What do you think of that setup? Tell you what, it's an easy sort of setup, guys. You've probably got a TV at home. Hope you take over the one in the lounge, or if you've got another one that you can just plug up on a wall somewhere, stick up a second ultra wide, and you know, a pedestal type arrangement for your controls. Please stick around, subscribe, and look out for the videos as they come out. Hop on the Discord forum, onto the Spaceys forum there. Lots of discussion as always. All you guys that participate on there, thank you so much. And hook over there, guys. Get over there. Spaceys on Discord. Links are below. And we'll see you in the next video. You belong.